Jim Brady, and on behalf of everybody at Global Harmony through Personal Excellence, I want to welcome you to our 21st essay, Celebration of Youth Essay Contest celebration. So thank you for being here.
We're here to celebrate the achievement and the talent of these exceptional students. And I especially want to extend my welcome to the winners and to the honorable mentions. I was blown away by your essays. I'm impressed with your talent and your compassion and your goodness and your integrity. We're going to begin with the 7th place. I used to call it junior high. It's the upper category, grades 7 through 9. Rosie Cohen is a 7th grade student at Alice Deal, and her teacher is Mr. Michael Hughes. Please welcome Rosie Cohen.
The importance of morality. What I see in a good friend is more than honesty, loyalty, and a sense of humor. I need to know that they value human rights, other people's feelings, and standing up for what they believe in. Good morals are important because they automatically discard prejudice, unkindness, cruelty, and crudeness. One of the most important parts of morality is standing up for people. When you know that someone is at a disadvantage and is being bullied, standing there watching will only make things much worse. The bully wants an audience and has more motivation to embarrass this poor kid. Good morals go hand in hand with common sense. So I believe that since everyone has a bit of common sense, all people have some good inside. All good qualities are in some way connected. To know that you should stand up for someone, you need good morals. But to actually stand up for someone, you must have bravery and courage. If you see someone being hurt, your common sense tells you that you should help that person. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. To me, this quote means that after all of the fighting is over, the fact that some of our friends did not follow their good morals and go after what they know is right stays with us. In context to what Dr. King did, there were many white people who agreed with the movement but did not participate in it because they were afraid that racists would treat them the same way as they treated black people. Although it seems like nothing in the lunchroom when someone is being bullied about their Hello Kitty thermos, when the same situation is put in a more intense setting, the idea of good morals seems much more important. Still, when I was in 5th grade, I had a friend who always had a different exotic colored juice for lunch, and every day it left a different exotic colored stain above her lip. My other friends and I didn't tell her because she always wiped it off with her napkin at the end. One day, a group of boys at the next table spent the whole of lunch giggling and glancing at my friend with the juice. I knew what was going on, and I just tried to ignore them. But soon they came over to our table and started making fun of her mustache. They called her Hitler and other awful 10-year-old boyish insults. I saw tears swimming in her eyes and knew I had to do something. I knew I had to act when some of her friends started joining in too. "You guys are being really mean and immature," I blurted out. For half of a second, I expected them to bow down in shame and apologize nobly, but they didn't. "Well, you're mean and immature for saying that," they responded in an exaggerated imitation. I knew I had won when they retreated meekly back to their table. The girl with the juice smiled at me, and we sat in comfortable silence for a while. Having good morals means many things. It means knowing when a joke goes too far, standing up for what you believe in, and standing up for others. This is one of the best qualities a person can have because it speaks for intelligence, bravery, and common sense. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Erica, and my paper is about the quality that I value in myself and others. I am strong. That's the quality that I honestly value in myself. When I was a little baby, my mother took me to my grandpa's farm. I helped my grandpa pick berries that I took from the trees and put in the pail tied around my waist with a rope. I loved my grandpa. He was so nice to me, but my grandma was so mean. Grandma hurt me. She hit me with a rope and a stick. Grandma was so mean to me, but I was strong. I cried and screamed a lot because the stick hurts a lot. At my grandma's house, there was a cat, and I named her Fifi. I loved her. She was so pretty and cute. She was white and black with blue eyes and red nose. I held her in my arms and petted her. She was pregnant, and she slept with me. One day, my grandma was having a party. She closed me in her room, but my cat was out. I tried to tell my grandma, but she didn't care. The next day, when I got out of the room, my cat was on the floor dead, with blood around her. I think the man at the party killed her. I cried, but I was strong. My grandpa helped me let Fifi go. We burned Fifi's body and I put her bones in a box. My grandpa cried too, but when somebody died, you have to be strong and let them go. 3 days after my grandma got sick, I was sad, but my grandma never left me. But I was happy because she couldn't hurt me anymore. After all she did to me, I loved her. But sometimes I felt angry and I cried. After 3 more days, my grandma got more sick and I was taken to a new family. When I got to a new family, I was so happy. But after 10 days, I moved again. Since then, I moved 14 times to different homes. Each time I moved, I had to be strong. Now I live happily in a nice family and a nice school, but I must still be strong. I know that my strength will help me have a happy life.
The quality of my essay is forgiveness. The title is Forgive and Be Forgiven. Have you ever got mad at your friend or family member for something that you thought the person did and chose to get even? Then found out he or she was innocent? That's what happened to me. My quality is forgiveness. My theme is if you cannot forgive someone, do not expect them to forgive you. My event happened on a school day in elementary school. I had many friends, but I only had one true friend, my best friend, and everyone knew who that was. On this day, there was a rumor going around that my best friend had said some very mean things about me. Later on, I saw my friend and I confronted him. I told him what I had heard. He denied every bit of it, but I did not forgive him. I left thinking about how could I get even with him. I felt that if my best friend could say mean things about me, I had every right to say mean things about him. I knew some secrets about my best friend that many people did not know and that he didn't want them to know. I told everyone these secrets and watched as my best friend be tormented and embarrassed by what I had told everyone. He was extremely mad at me. He started this, I thought to myself. Later on that day, I ran into this guy that I knew. "We really fooled you," he said. I answered instinctively. "What?" He told me. "You didn't know? The rumors about your friend were all lies." I started to panic, wondering, what have I done? I ran to look for my friend, and I finally found him. When I caught up with him, I told him everything I had heard. He had a very mad look on his face. He looked at me with pity. I started to plead with him, asking him to forgive me. Instead, he did the exact opposite. He yelled, "I hate you and I never want to see you again." Those words he meant every last bit of them. And we never talked to each other again. If I had forgiven him that day, he may have forgiven me. See, I expected him to forgive me when I didn't forgive him, and I was exactly wrong. I thought about it, and I wish that I had said those 3 magic words, "I forgive you." Maybe I would still have him as a best friend. I felt sorry for myself then, and I still feel sorry for myself now. See, learn to forgive someone because someday you might need them to return the favor. Thank you.
Have you ever experienced dedication paying off? I have found dedication to be a very good quality that helps you achieve your goals. In my life, dedication has paid off in many ways, but I want to tell you about one particular time that I was dedicated and therefore achieved my goal. Last year, 2008, I signed up to audition for the Maryland Classic Youth Orchestra. I had to be prepared to play the Boy Paganini, written by Edward Mollenhauer, play the 3-octave C, G, D, A, B-flat, and F major scales, play the 3-octave A and D melodic minor scales, and sight read a piece. I practiced every day for months leading up to the audition. If you walked by my house, you would hear me practicing diligently for the audition. In the audition, I was asked to play the D major scale, the A minor scale, and of course, play the Boy Paganini and sight read a piece. After the audition, I realized how much practicing made me less nervous and allowed me to play so much better than if I had not worked so hard. I thought one thing for sure. I would get a seat in the orchestra. I also guessed I would be near the front row. I never thought my efforts would actually pay off by getting me a seat in the front row. I am Kyla, the principal of the second violins in one of the best orchestras in the country. I am Kyla. For me, dedication is an extremely valuable quality for anyone to possess. Dedication can get you a lot of places. It happened to get me in the first chair of the second violins. I just can't believe I'm the principal of the second violins. Well, I guess it was dedication. Just remember, dedication is always important to have when you're trying to reach a goal.
The quality I value in myself and others. Kindness is the quality I value in myself and others. I admire people who use kindness to do what they know is right. Here's an example from my daily life. I play with the baby Percy while Miss Penny is busy doing something else, like cooking our dinner. It makes Percy happy, and it gives Miss Penny kind of a break. I always feel good when I play with Percy. Kindness feels good even when no one is around to see it. Last Sunday, when I went to Key School Playground, there was so much trash on the ground. It took me 30 minutes, but I picked up all the trash. Last summer, my mom fished a dead rat out of her friend's pool, so when they came back from their vacation, they wouldn't have to deal with the rat themselves. Sometimes it can be hard to be kind and do the right thing. When you stand up for someone to the other kids who are being unkind, it can be kind of scary. This winter, after the big snow, some kids were knocking down my friend's snow fort. I went to find the principal to tell him what was going on. Another time, a kid let me play a game without telling me the rules. I lost because of that, but then my friend stood up for me to the other kids. Most of the time, though, being kind is easy and fun. When I was in pre-K, a new boy arrived from Romania who did not speak any English. I played with him and made him feel welcome. I had no idea what he was saying, but I felt good that he was happy. Gabriel just celebrated my 10th birthday with me almost 6 years later. I know I will never forget all the kindness my family received when my dad was sick. After my dad passed, the kindness continued. Our home has been filled with friends and family for the last 5 months. It doesn't make us miss him any less, but it lets us know we're loved. I feel kindness is as good to give as it is to receive.
My essay is about integrity. Okay. A quality that I